Today I'm going to be making some drinks that are perfect for the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. So if you want to learn how to make the perfect mocktail, stick around and keep watching. I'm going to be introducing Kratom, Kava, and Blue Lotus. Recently, we've been seeing that people are leaning more towards alcohol-free environments and drinks and mocktails rather than alcohol. So I think this would be the perfect video to kind of show what could your possibilities be during the Thanksgiving season. Enough paparazzi, all right? Okay, all right. So I'm going to be showing you our straight teas. So we have Kratom, Kava, and Blue Lotus, like I said. And I'm going to be trying them all and telling you guys about the taste palettes and what they would be best with. So we have crushed Kratom and we also have powdered Kratom. Powdered is going to be a little bit more light, I should say, rather than crushed, which is going to be a little bit stronger just because it is. It's going to be a little bit more bitter. So I'm going to be trying both. If you're trying to relax, I would either go with green or red. Green's more of like a middle ground, while red is like a sleep aid. It helps with pain relief too. So both of those are really good if you're trying to relax, but either white and yellow if you plan on like cooking all day, basically. So I'm going to be trying powdered green, and I'm going to show you guys the difference between what they look like too. The powdered is going to be really light, but with crushed, it's a little bit darker. So the one on the left is going to be your crushed and the one on the right is going to be powdered. As you can tell, there is a difference. The right one is the powdered. It's going to be a lot lighter, while the crushed is going to be a little bit stronger, a little bit darker. This is the powdered. I'm going to take a sip. I personally really like powdered. It's going to be less strong than your crushed, but I do just like the lighter taste of it. It's just really refreshing to me. This is what I drink on a daily basis. And then we have crushed, which is going to be a little bit more bitter. They both kind of taste like a green tea, but this tastes more bitter of a green tea. Yeah. And that's why we mix it with things. So next we have Kava. Kava is really good for relaxing. If you're not wanting to drink Kratom, but you want like the relaxing properties, I definitely would go towards Kava. It's the root of the plant, so it's gonna look a lot more dense compared to the Kratom. So this is gonna be more powdery. Like I said, it's the root, so it doesn't mix specifically with water, so it's just powder and water in here right now. I recommend mixing it every couple of minutes just so that you're getting the right effect to it. So this is Kava. Super earthy, super bitter. It kind of has like a muddy, earthy taste. Once again, that's why we mix it with things. So fun fact about Kava is that it hits the same receptors as alcohol does, your GABA receptors. So they're both going to give you that relaxing effect, but this is not going to make you super intoxicated. You're still going to be able to drive. So this is a perfect alternative. That anxiety relieving feeling you get from alcohol, this is going to give it to you as well. So that's Kava. And then the last one we have is Blue Lotus. Blue Lotus, as you can see, is even lighter than the powdered. They are two different plants, but this is going to be your powdered and this is going to be your Blue Lotus. Honestly, if you're looking for something that you don't want any like sugars in or anything, this is probably going to be your best option because it's the lightest. Honestly, it's close to tasting like water, but it is an aphrodisiac, so it's going to give you relaxing feelings, euphoric effects. It's also going to be a sleep aid as well. So this is also more on the relaxing end of the spectrum, while Kratom is more uplifting. Yay! Before I dive into making these drinks, I just want to let you all know that Kratom is prohibited in Alabama, Arkansas, Indiana, and Wisconsin. So please check for any regulations in your state because it is 21 and 18 plus in some states. I'm going to be going through what product tastes the best with what flavors because they do have different taste palettes. So for Kava, it has an earthy, bitter taste. I would say, in my personal opinion, that I think it tastes better with more creamy flavors. So I normally mix Kava with creamers, maybe like a little bit of vanilla, cinnamon, anything like that is really good with Kava. For Kratom, I recommend either going super bitter or super sweet with it. Since the kratom is already bitter, I like to put like a little bit of lemon juice in and then add some agave or a different kind of flavor like raspberry or passion fruit or anything like that. That's really good with kratom. And then for Blue Lotus, since Blue Lotus is already light, I normally don't like to mess with that too much. So I'll normally, if I want it like a little bit sweeter, I will normally add maybe like a pump or two of agave, and literally that's it. Okay, so what we are going to need for all of the drinks are our shakers. So I'm going to be using a small one and a big one. We're gonna need our glass, a measuring cup, and a strainer. Oh, and a muddler. We're gonna need the muddler too. 5 simple items that you're gonna need for all of the drinks. Now let's get into prep. 1 lemon. So for prep, we're gonna need 1 lemon, and I'm going to grab a cutting board and we're gonna cut it. Do I have more than 1 cutting board? One of the drinks calls for a lemon slice. So I'm gonna cut the lemon real quick and then we can start making the drinks. And then I cut down the middle of the, I don't even know what you'd call it, the middle of the lemon, and then slices. So now we have our lemons prepped, we can start making drinks. We're gonna start off with the cinnamon swirl. It has cinnamon powder, vanilla, and almond creamer in it. It's a sweetened almond creamer, so it already has a little bit of vanilla. I'm only gonna add a tiny bit of the other vanilla syrup, I should say. So like I said before, Kava is really good with creamers, like more creamy drinks. So we're gonna add Kava. It's really good with the taste palette. Flavor profile. I'm gonna lose my mind. So you're gonna need those simple ingredients, but we're also going to be needing a glass, our 2 shakers, and a strainer, and a measuring cup. Let's get into it. So I am going to add the vanilla and the almond creamer first. So I'm going to use just 1.5 pump of this, and then I'm going to add almond creamer into our measuring cup, right in the glass. And then I'm going to add ice and our tea. And in this case, it's going to be Kava. Whenever you make Kava, you always want to mix it before you pour it in your drink, just because the powder tends to settle to the bottom. I'm just mixing that real quick, and then we can put it right into our drink. We're gonna shake it, and I'm also gonna add whipped cream. So we're going to take our shaker, put it right in the drink. I'm gonna just shake this twice right here, just to get the rest of the syrup from the bottom of the glass. And then we can go right over here to our prepping area. Just a 1/4 teaspoon of the cinnamon to the drink. And then we're going to take our smaller shaker and we're going to shake this up real good. Like I said before, Kava hits the same GABA receptors as alcohol does. So it is a really good alternative for alcohol, really relaxing, and it relieves anxiety, just like alcohol does as well. So I'm gonna put more ice into our glass. And then we can take our smaller tin off, and then I'm going to put the strainer right on top. And like I said, keeping a little bit at the top just so I can add whipped cream and a little bit of cinnamon on top. And there you have it. We have a cinnamon swirl with Kava, and it's really cozy too. It's really nice and creamy and sweet. That's so good. No straws. It's good. So next we're going to make our Desert Delight. This has blackberry, desert pear, strawberry syrup, white cran strawberry juice, and lemon juice in it. Let's get into it. So we're gonna need our shaker, both of them. We're gonna need our glass, and we're gonna need our measuring cup and our strainer. Oh, and our muddler. So we can start off with the syrup. So we're gonna go in with blackberry, we're gonna go in with desert pear, and strawberry. Booyah. And then I do 3 ounces of white cran strawberry juice. And then I'm going to muddle a lemon real quick. So we're gonna take our fresh lemon, and I'm gonna grab our muddler, and I'm gonna just muddle for just a couple seconds just to get the juices flowing. And then I'm going to put ice in our glass. And out of all of the strains, I'm gonna use green. green is my go-to. So I do like a lighter feeling when I'm drinking Kratom. It's a perfect middle ground if you don't want to be too relaxed or too energized or uplifted. It's perfect for just hanging out during the day, in my opinion. And then I'm gonna use the same shaker that I put muddled lemon wedge in, and then I'm just going to pour the whole drink in. And I'm gonna do this twice just to get all the syrup from the bottom of the cup. And then I'm just gonna shake. So green is really good for anti-anxiety. It's a good middle ground. It helps with social anxiety specifically. Overall, it's just really good for anxiety. It gives you a euphoric effect, makes you talkative, makes you just feel good overall if you're out with friends or just hanging out. I'm gonna put more ice in our cup and use our strainer and pour it right in the drink. Look how pretty that color is. And just for fun, I'm just gonna add a lemon wedge to the side of our drink right here, just if they want like a little bit more citrus. But isn't that so pretty? It's a really pretty color. I taste a lot of the desert pear. That's what I taste. I wouldn't say it's too sweet or too citrusy or tangy. It's right in the middle with both. It's a really good middle. It's not too sweet or anything. It is really refreshing. I like the aftertaste of it a lot. It hits you with like a tiny bit more of sweetness at the end. It's like it goes away and then it comes back for a second. I might keep that one. That one's good. So next we're gonna dive into our last crafted mocktail. It's the Autumn Sunset, and we're going to be making this with Blue Lotus. So I'm going to be using 2 shakers, a bigger one and a smaller one. I'm using a glass measuring cup and a strainer. And let's get into the ingredients. So in this drink, I'm going to be using black cherry, watermelon, and agave. This calls for 4 ounces of lemonade. I'm gonna put this right into the glass. And then I'm gonna grab some ice. And this is gonna have Blue Lotus in it, and we are out. So Blue Lotus is a flower, and it is grounded up into a powder just so that it could be made into a tea, made with hot water and the powder. And then we kind of just let it sit for a little while just so it can steep. If you want to learn how to brew Kava and Kratom the right way, click here. Blue Lotus into the glass. And then I'm going to use our shaker. Once again, I'm going to be tossing this twice just to get all the syrup from the bottom of the glass out, and then we're going to shake. Like I said, Blue Lotus is really light. That's why I'm kind of just using a little bit of agave, some black cherry, and watermelon just to sweeten it up a tiny bit. It only needs a little bit of whatever you really want in it to make it taste good. I'm gonna add ice to the glass. And then I'm gonna add a lemon wedge. Really refreshing. I'm not normally a fan of cherry, and I really like this actually. It's really good. Blue Lotus is really good if you don't want a super instant effect like Kava and Kratom. It's gonna give you super mild effects, almost next to nothing of an effect. I would say the most you're going to get is a little bit more of vivid dreams at night, but besides that, it's really good if you just want a refreshing drink that's not Kratom or Kava. If I were to rate the drinks, probably the Desert Delight, and then the Autumn Sunset, and then the Cinnamon Swirl. So I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about Thanksgiving and the drinking and everything like that. I wanted to tell you guys that you guys don't have to feel sure to drink during holidays or anything like that. There are better alternatives than alcohol that are going to give you almost the same effect, but keep you in that healthy mindset. It's a community I didn't know was out there. Before, I was having such a hard time with my social life, but coming to Kava Bar and becoming part of the community has helped me tremendously. Like I said in a previous video, sometimes I can't stop talking, and that is nothing but the truth. I mean, I don't struggle with being social anymore. I'd say I am very extroverted, actually. Well, we made some really good drinks for the Thanksgiving holiday. So if you liked this video, please like and subscribe and follow our page for more. We post every Monday and Thursday. I'm Sydney. Thank you for watching. Bye.